Have you ever wondered why no student is ever serious in the first week of school? Or why, regardless of the class you go to, there's always that one class clown? So, EduGuard Insights hosts EduGuard Podcast on YouTube. And what I'm going to do in the next couple of minutes is to expose you to the kind of content you would find on EduGuard Podcast on YouTube. All right, so I've opened the channel dashboard on my end. So, this is literally how I process every single information I receive from YouTube in relation to EduGuard Podcast. Our focus is going to be on the content as well as what you should be expecting going forward. And of course, it's true that when you go onto the EduGuard Podcast YouTube channel, you would be seeing only two videos. So one of them is named the EduGuard Meetings First Conclave of Volunteers, and that was a special meeting held for EduGuard volunteers sometime back in July. The second one that you see there is what was uploaded recently, the EduGuard Assessment Literacy Tool and the National Learning Intelligence System teaser video. So that's what most likely you've seen floating all around YouTube and WhatsApp groups and all over the place. Now, our major focus is going to be on the playlist because as of now, when you open the podcast channel, you would see only a playlist on EduGuard meetings and EduGuard Assessment Literacy 2 and the NLIS playlist, because those are the only two videos that have been placed in specific playlists. But there are one, two, three, four, five different playlists that you would be having videos on right when we begin January. So the ones I'm going to talk about are what you most likely haven't seen yet. So we have Ghana Academia Research Works by Ghanaian Scholars. Now, the idea behind this, and I'm sure when you look at the description section here, it tells you that what we are going to be focused on is research works by Ghanaian scholars. And what we are trying to do here is that we want to give that unique spotlight to Ghanaian scholars, highlight their contributions to the global knowledge that exists. We want to be able to bridge a culture or to build a culture that values local research and to some extent also has value for the data that we receive. Because to be fair, there's a lot of research happening within the Ghanaian space which have huge global relevance, but barely do we interact with that on the Ghanaian space. We are going to be making this very simple for you to understand and show you how those research translate to real practical value for you as a Ghanaian. Be expecting that soon. Then there's a very interesting part, the full length interviews. Yeah, of course, we have not really released any full length interview yet, but you are going to be seeing this very soon. And so, just like the name says, full length interviews, it's going to be in depth, it's going to be unfiltered, and we're going to be featuring educators, researchers, school leaders, literally every stakeholder that shapes education within Ghana and beyond. These are the people we are going to be have conversations with. So conversations that are very research informed. They are long form thinking. Those ones are not just the ordinary clips that you'd be seeing or the shots that you see. No, these are real serious conversations from people with real expertise. And that's what we are going to be putting within those sections. Then this is the most interesting part, and I can promise you this is my personal favorite, and this is what you'll be seeing a lot of. It's named Charlie Ghana Classroom Chronicles. Now, for this one, everybody can relate with it, and that's the honest truth, because everybody has been a student before. Even if you've not been a student, you've interacted with the educational space in some way. Probably a relative or anybody at all has been within the field of education. And here's how it's quite funny. And if you remember, I said earlier, whether you've seen every class having that one class clown, or why the first week of school no student is ever serious, or why we even set goals right from the beginning of the term, but for some reason after week 3 we revert back to our old ways. Now the truth of this is that we are not going to be giving you opinions. No, this is research. And so psychology, science, philosophy, we're going to be combining all these things based and grounded in research to explain why we see these things happening all the time. So even though it's going to be fun, it's also going to be very academic. So it's going to be focused on real research that proves some of these common things that we see. So in all, you should be expecting 5 different levels of information. One is specifically geared towards EduGuard volunteers. If you know, you know. So I'm not going to go into that. That's named EduGuard Meetings. This you've already seen and would release huge information on that in the coming days. The EduGuard Assessment Literacy Tool and the National Learning Intelligence System. What you should be expecting going forward has to do with the Ghana academia, research works by Ghanaian scholars, and then the full-length interviews, then Charlie, Ghana Classroom Chronicles. This would be huge. This would be nice. It's time for you to share, subscribe, push to all the channels that you think need that attention. And to be fair, there's much more than just this.